Hi folks, my name is Greg Turner, the radiology coach. My job is to demystify the enigmatic world of X-rays. Today I want to share with you 5 common mistakes that X-ray rookies make. Now in all fairness, X-rays take time to master. The first thing that a new X-ray operator needs to remember is that administering X-rays isn't easy, despite what others might believe. It might look easy, but it's not. Professionals may take it for granted, but anyone who has ever tried to learn this trade quickly begins to realize that it is little more sophisticated than pointing a camera at a patient and shooting their X-ray. There is margin for error in a number of processes related to shooting X-rays, but these errors are ones that can potentially affect the outcome for the patient. They are issues that every technician must work to overcome or minimize the potential for repeated infractions. That being said, here are 5 common mistakes that rookie X-ray operators often make. Mistake number 5, malaligning the X-ray tube with the table or wall bucking. It's obvious that the end product that is desired after shooting an X-ray is to actually have an image on the film or digital display. It is all too common that new X-ray students or employee trainees continually fail to remember rule number 1 when administering a thorax, abdominal, or spinal X-ray. When a patient is either lying on the table or standing against a wallboard, the first step to a successful examination is to make sure that these components are lined up. I simply mean that the laser indicator or the X-ray light must line up with the center indicator of the film holder. It is critical that the examiner should double check that these are aligned both before he positions the patient and after. This way, the patient is not getting unnecessarily exposed due to the X-ray operator's negligence. Mistake number 4. Not marking or mismarking X-rays. The most critical piece of information on the X-ray image itself, aside from the anatomy, would be the X-ray marker. Operators need to understand that it is simply not to tell which limb or patient side that is against the imaging plate. But this has real legal implications. Yes, it is lawful that the X-ray examiners must mark their X-rays with a right or left marker. Most of you out there have digital X-ray systems that will display the laterality on the picture. In other words, when you type in the name of the patient and, as an example, input into the software that you are doing a right hand or a left hand, that information will indeed populate into the demographics of the X-ray. But what may fail to understand is that a hard marker or lead marker must be placed next to the patient when shooting X-rays. This is the most efficient method to be certain which body part or side of the body is receiving X-rays. It is ground zero. So legally speaking, mark your films with a lead marker. Mistake number 3, using the wrong X-ray factors. Basic X-ray principles mandate that the operator have an idea of how much exposure an operator administers to a patient. It is critical to fine-tune this skill set within the scope of practice. Everyday X-ray suites should have technique charts on display available to the operator. These technique charts are prepared by the staff or provided by the X-ray manufacturer or seller. It is recommended that those who are new to the trade get familiar with calipers. A caliper is a measuring tool used to determine the thickness of a body part. Once the thickness is determined, the user then refers to the technique chart to determine the appropriate settings. Mistake number 2, failing to communicate to the patient. This is Patient Care 101. It is imperative that the X-ray examiner interact with the patient by checking their identity, asking them what part of the body that they are having examined, and informing the patient exactly what is going to take place. It is very important to hear from the patient's own lips where their injured body part is located. This is an added layer to prevent simple mistakes. And additionally, the operator needs to describe exactly what they are going to do with the patient and exactly what they can expect from the patient himself or themselves. This prevents unnecessary issues from arising and also promulgates exceptional patient care. And finally, mistake number 1, not protecting the patient with lead. This is so essential that even non-X-ray personnel are aware of this. There are multiple precautions that are adhered to when assuring that the patient is not unnecessarily overexposed. Making sure that it is the right patient, double-checking which body part is being examined, and setting the right technique factors. But the absolute most important protective measure is to shield the patient during the X-ray examination. This can be achieved with lead aprons, lead drapes, lead blockers, or even shadow markers. So professionals, make sure that your clientele is protected. And that concludes our top 5 mistakes that X-ray rookies make. If you like this presentation, please select the subscribe button below this video. You can also tap the bell next to it so that we'll notify you when other great videos have posted. My name is Greg Turner, and I'm the Radiology Coach. And remember, mark my word and mark your films.